I'm here to show you why you should consider coming to Manchester for your next weekend getaway in England. And I'm gonna show you my favorite places to eat, drink, and in general just have a bloody good time here in the northwest of England. So I was on a really early flight to Manchester from Copenhagen, and as you can see, the sun has just started to get up there. So I'm desperate for coffee. Luckily, there's one of the best places to grab a cup of coffee right over here. So we're starting the day quite slowly here, but don't you worry, I will pick up the pace in the video later on. I just wanted to show you guys this area called Ancoats, which used to be an old industrial area, but it's been one of the best places to go in the past couple of years. And now it's a great mix of old buildings and new stuff. So Ancoats has been the birthplace of some of the best bars and restaurants and pubs, so if you want to come to those cool places, then you gotta hit up Ancoats. If you want to try some of the best pizza in town, then head over to Rudy's. If you're a craft beer lover, then head over to Seven Brothers. And if you want a more party vibe, then you gotta hit up Jimmy's over here. And we are literally just crossing a road and then we're over in the Northern Quarter, which is my favorite place in this city. So the Northern Quarter is an area really close to the city centre of Manchester, and it used to be a bit hardcore, a bit rough. But that also means that it's cheap rent. So in the past 10 to 20 years, Northern Quarter has been the hipster mecca of Manchester. So nowadays you're gonna find some of the best bars, restaurants, and for instance this indoor food market called Mackie Mayer. Today I fancied a bagel, so I went over to the Smithfield Social, which is actually co-owned by one of the famous rock stars of Manchester. That was a very small but very good bagel. Now we're heading into a very special place, a very special place here in Manchester. And it's a place, if you've ever been to Camden Market in London, then think of that but indoors. This is definitely the place to go if you're looking for a Joy Division t-shirt or a quirky outfit. And there's more than just stalls in here, there are a few cafes, so it's always good to have something on the to-do list if it rains here in Manchester. Because it does rain quite a lot. I think it's actually the rainiest city in England. And if you're not an indie kid, then you could head over to the Arndale, which is one of the biggest shopping centers I've ever been in. And it's in the city center, really close to Affleck's as well. I just used the Arndale for shelter from the rain. And then lo and behold, when I got out, the sun was shining. And we've now come to the heart of Manchester, here at Shambles Square. And this is where you'll find the Old Wellington, which is one of the oldest pubs and actually buildings in all of Manchester. And don't you worry, I will show you some of the best pubs in Manchester very soon. But let's head into Manchester Cathedral, because we are in the city centre and it's free, so let's head in there. I think it symbolizes Manchester pretty well that you've got all these modern buildings and shopping centres, and then there's a cathedral in the middle of it all. I found this niche on YouTube where people will go to, they will travel all over Europe and even to the US and try and find the best Guinness in pubs. And this guy called the Guinness Guru, he said that the best Guinness he's ever had, he's Irish, and the best Guinness he's ever had outside of Ireland is right over there. So I'm doing it for the video, I have to, right? And I can safely say that this was the best Guinness I've also ever had outside of Dublin. And with a very good Guinness in me belly, I was heading over to my hotel to check in. And just a little tip for you guys who are coming to Manchester and thinking about where to stay. As I said earlier, Manchester is a really walkable city, but you can actually save quite a lot of money if you're choosing a hotel that is like 10 minutes walk from the city centre. I've stayed in this hotel a couple of times before and it's really good, and there's actually a free minibar. But we've got no time to enjoy those fizzy drinks, we're heading over to Castlefield. And I know we're all thinking about the Roman Empire all the time, but when you think of Manchester, then you're probably not thinking about the Romans. But they were here and they actually built a fort here in Castlefield, and I think the history here is really interesting, and it's also just a nice place to go for a walk along the canals. And you can also try and catch your own dinner. But if you don't want to catch your own dinner, then I really think you should head over to a place called Diecast. It's a massive old industrial building that now features bars and a couple of different food stalls. And with my newfound love of Guinness, I had a pizza and a Guinness, which is a really weird combination, but the Guinness was really good. But if you want a more traditional British dinner, then head over to Great North Pie in the city centre of Manchester, because there you'll find some of the best pies in Manchester. And then I really think you should go out and enjoy a couple of the awesome pubs that you'll find here in Manchester. And if you enjoy music and live music, I really think that you should hit up a website like songkick.com and check out who are playing in Manchester tonight, because I promise you, all the good bands are playing in Manchester on their trip to the UK. And Manchester and music just goes hand in hand, and you can definitely see that in the crowd. The Mancunians sure know how to have a good time. And I also hope that you've had a good time by watching this video. If you have, please leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much.